As many of you know, sadly, Representative Chris Walsh recently lost his battle with cancer and passed away. He was 66 years old. Walsh was representing the 6th Middlesex District in his 4th term as a Democratic member of the Massachusetts House of Representatives when he died. He was first elected to the chamber in 2010. To fill his open seat this past June, the Framingham Democratic community hosted a Democratic primary candidates forum for write-in candidates. The forum was held at the Framingham Green Community Room with moderator BEVERLY HUGO on site to facilitate candidate questions. Each candidate presented a brief introduction, responded to questions, and ended the night with their closing statements.
I grew up here in Framingham, and this is where my values were fostered. My passion for preserving open space, investing in our education, helping our neighbor, and leaving the world a better place. And I took those hometown values with me when I went to go work for Governor Deval Patrick. I spent a number of years working for Governor Patrick in his constituent services office, where I worked with residents just like all of you with their issues in government and connecting them to agencies and solving those problems. I also worked with advocates to listen to their concerns about certain bills and initiatives and convey that onto the governor for his signature or to propose whatever that is. And then I worked in his press office where I used online tools to increase our transparency and accountability and accessibility in our government. For the last couple of years, I've been involved in our community, and my love for this community has grown deeper through my involvement. And we live in a great community, but we can do better. And I want to use my tools and my experience, my passion on Beacon Hill to be our voice.
I've been involved in this community since I was younger than anybody would believe if I told you the story. I have always been concerned, interested in, and enjoyed working to help make Framingham the better place that I know that it can be. There are a lot of wonderful things about this town. There are a lot of wonderful opportunities about this town, which is now a city, but we always need to be striving for something better. We have great resources. We need to utilize them, and that includes, in terms of resources, the opportunity to help our own state senator, who will soon be Senate President, to do her job as effectively as she can with respect to this city. So we have these opportunities that we need to take advantage of, but I've had a lot of people say to me, why are you doing this? What's your interest in this? You've got a law practice. What's the deal? Why would you make this decision? What I would say to you is, if you look at this position as a job, you're looking at it all wrong. To me, this is a calling. This transcends a job.
I am not originally from Framingham. I did what the signs tell you to do on the side of the road, which is to choose Framingham. And it was really an important decision for our family because now my entire family lives here with us. My husband and I moved here about 6 years ago. We're both engineers, so we put together this long spreadsheet of all the things that we valued and cared about. We cared about diversity. We cared about high-quality education. We wanted to be close to important highways and still have access to the city. And we wanted MWRA water, to be perfectly honest. And so there was only one place that we could possibly end up, and that was Framingham. And on the very first time we were here, there was pie on the common, and if you know anything about me, pie is truly the way to get to my heart. And so it seemed like a sign that this was definitely the place for us. And since then, we've moved in our 2 foster children, and most recently, my parents have moved in with us this past year. I'm a homeowner, I'm a taxpayer, I'm a parent of 2 kids in our public schools right now, and I care so much about this community that I intend to live in for the next 30 or God willing 60 years of my life.
I'm an attorney in Framingham. I've worked principally in the local Framingham District Court, the Framingham Natick District Court, that is, and I've since 1988, when I started doing that, I've become familiar with many of the problems that plague the community, among them opioid abuse, alcohol abuse, relations between the police and the community, and various other ills in our community. I also, through the courts, have become all too intimately familiar with the presence of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agents, which, if you're a criminal attorney, you're very familiar with the fact that too frequently ICE agents are stalking the courthouses, waiting on the steps for persons that were before a judge for frequently minor offenses, oftentimes motor vehicle, only to be whisked away by ICE agents, taken right out of the community, which is something that I've fought very hard against, and I still do.